Very warm welcome, dear students, with the module 4. We have so far discussed 3 different modules, and the course is Issues in Pakistan Economy. The first module was with reference to the historical perspective of Pakistan's economy. Second was with reference to the agriculture sector. Third was related to the industrial sector of Pakistan, and now the fourth one is about the public finance and fiscal policy. Dear students, understanding the public finance and fiscal policy is very important in economics with reference to any country if we are going to discuss the issues of development with reference to that country. So the first topic in this regard in this lesson which we are going to discuss is structure of the government. As all of you know, the fiscal policy is all about the taxation and revenue and expenditures. So before moving towards the fiscal policy, the topic of the fiscal policy, it's important कि हम at least government का जो structure है वो understand करें. So first topic which we'll discuss in this module is the structure of the government in case of Pakistan. Let's formally begin with this topic. Guys, the first and foremost function of every government is to tax the people, just to collect the revenue from the people through taxation or through different types of taxes which are prevailing in any economy. So same as in the Pakistan. And why do the governments used to collect the revenues in the form of taxes? Just because of the running of the government. This is the first and foremost use of the revenue collected from the people. Then the provision of law and order, to maintain the law and order in the country, defense of the country, to build the roads and schools and hospitals, dams, and provision of other social services, infrastructure, social development. So all of these government functions needs finance, and this finance is taken from the revenue collected through the taxation from the people. So this is the first and foremost function of every economy. In case of Pakistan, we do have a well-defined constitutional framework जो कि ये डिटर्मिन करता है कि the nature of resource mobilization क्या होगी and the responsibilities of different types of the government क्या होंगी, like provincial level पे क्या responsibilities हैं government के पास, local level पे या federal level पे. तो हमारा जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन है वो प्रॉपरली डिफ़ाइन करता है कि क्या हमारी रिसोर्स मोबिलाइजेशन है और डिफरेंट लेवल्स पे गवर्नमेंट की क्या रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज़ हैं. अब ये जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन है विद द पैसेज ऑफ टाइम इट हैज़ गॉन थ्रू डिफरेंट चेंजेस फ्रॉम टाइम टू टाइम. जो डिफरेंट टाइम पीरियड्स में इसमें अमेंडमेंट्स होती रही, बट जो रिसेंट पास्ट में जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में रेडिकल चेंज आया है दैट इज़ आफ्टर 7th NFC अवार्ड्स एंड 18th अमेंडमेंट जो 2010 में इम्प्लीमेंट हुई कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में. तो इसने गवर्नमेंट के स्ट्रक्चर को काफ़ी हद तक रीडिफाइन कर दिया हुआ है. Now for those students who don't know what is NFC, so what is NFC awards? It is basically a body, एक institution है that is constituted by the President of Pakistan. और उसका क्या काम है? To divide the revenue sharing formula फॉर डिविजिबल पूल ऑफ रिसोर्सेज, यानी वो रिसोर्सेज जो डिवाइड हो सकते हैं उसको किस तरह से डिवाइड करना है, रेवेन्यू को किस तरह शेयर करना है टू बी मेड अवेलेबल फ्रॉम द फेडरल टू द प्रोविंशियल गवर्नमेंट्स. कि फेडरल जो है फेडरल गवर्नमेंट के पास जो डिविजिबल पूल ऑफ रिसोर्सेज हैं उनको किस तरह से हमने या किस फॉर्मूला के तहत हमने डिवाइड करना है अमंग द provincial governments. So NFC is supposed to announce an award every 5 years. ये 5 साल के ऊपर होता है और it is based which divisible pool is determined. तो जो divisible pool of resources है उसके बारे में decision है and it is about for 5 years. With reference to the structure of the government in Pakistan in the recent past, we had seen some major developments in Pakistan's constitution. According to the Institute of Public Policy annual report for 2011, there has seen 2 major hallmark developments in Pakistan's constitution or the structure of the government. First one is NFC awards, which came into force in 2010, and the period of time is for 5 years. And what is the change? Change is that it enhances significantly the share of provinces in the federal divisible pool. So definitely it has strengthened the financial capability of provinces, and it will definitely positively affect the economic development of that specific province. Second is the 18th Amendment. 18th Amendment has been made in the Constitution of Pakistan. So what is the change after the 18th Amendment? There was a concurrent list of functions performed by the government, and with this constitution or this amendment, the initial list of concurrent functions was abolished, and now the functions are devolved towards the provincial governments. And what is the result? The result is that this change significantly enhances the range of functional responsibilities of provincial governments, and it is basically an important step through which the provincial governments will come closer to the people of that area. So these are the two hallmark developments or radical changes had seen in Pakistan's government structure in the recent past. As I've already told you, Federation of Pakistan is governed by its constitution, और उसके अंदर जो different time periods में amendments होती रही, तो जो different levels या tiers of government हैं हमारे functional responsibilities के point of view से, वो हैं एक federal government है, then provincial government, and then there is a structure of the local government. Starting with the federal government. The federal government has exclusive responsibility for undertaking functions under the federal legislative list. और वो फंक्शंस क्या है? फेडरल गवर्नमेंट के दो तरह के फंक्शंस हैं. वन इज़ रेगुलेटरी फंक्शंस एंड सेकंड इज़ सर्विस फंक्शंस. अब सर्विस फंक्शंस कौन से हैं? सर्विस फंक्शन जो है वो दैट इंक्लूड्स द फंक्शंस रिलेटेड टू द डिफेंस ऑफ द कंट्री, एक्सटर्नल अफेयर्स ऑफ द कंट्री, functions related to the currency of the country, then stock exchanges of the country, national highways, roads and railways, and all other kinds of service functions at the federal level. Then guys, we had discussed the concurrent list. So what is that list? Concurrent list, legislative list includes following functions. It has listed functions. Function related to the social welfare of the people, functions related to the population planning, functions related to tourism of the country, and education. So these are the four major areas of functions which are listed in this list, and these functions are to be performed by either the federal government or the provincial government, or the both governments could be involved in in performing these functions side by side. So there is no specification कि ये federal government के functions हैं या provincial government के हैं. ये दोनों government side by side perform करेंगी इन four areas of functions को, या वो इकट्ठे भी कर सकती हैं. Then there is residual functions. So what are these residual functions? These residual functions are related to the agricultural sector, the enhancement, the improvement or the development in agriculture, then irrigation, justice in the country, then the police sector, police department or law and order you can say. So these four kinds of functions are basically responsibility of provincial government as written in the constitution. So these are called also the residual function. Then there was a level of the government which we had defined initially, that was the local government. Existence of the local government initially was not the part of formal part of the constitution. Local governments क्या थी? They were only the extension of the provincial governments. फिर 2001 में district government system जो है वो implement हुआ या launch हुआ और redefine किया इसने structure को. So इस system में अब जो districts हैं वो federal transfer पे ही depend कर रही हैं. That was the initial structure as well. So there are some points of analysis on the basis of this basic structure of the government in Pakistan. The local governments, surprising बात यह है कि local governments जो हैं they had been expected to keep the revenues and resources in check. There is no such kind of expectation towards the provincial governments. They used to be given generally freer hand by the federal government, but local governments expect किया जाता है कि वो अपने resources और revenues को check में रखे. And secondly, they should make themselves so strengthened that they will be able to self-finance their expenditure at the local level. So this is a kind of analysis. So this is the brief structure of the government in Pakistan, and this was very important to understand the brief structure of the government, as we are going to discuss the fiscal policy in detail or the structure of taxation later on. So उसको समझने के लिए बड़ा ज़रूरी था कि हम पहले गवर्नमेंट का स्ट्रक्चर जो है पाकिस्तान में, बेसिक स्ट्रक्चर, उसको बहुत ब्रीफली मैंने डिफ़ाइन किया है। जो आपकी रिकमेंडेड बुक है उसके अंदर देयर इज़ अ डिटेल अवेलेबल। इफ़ यू आर इंटरेस्टेड टू अंडरस्टैंड फर्दर, you can go through and have a detailed reading from there, and you can have these PPTs beside, and I'll see you in the next video with the next topic of module 4. Very good luck for your studies.